Well, that was day 5, and this is Ask George. Blimey, good evening, George. Let's get straight into it with the question that Michael Penhale rather appropriately asks. What was that all about?
I've never seen anything like it. You know, that result in 2019 at Leeds, that was extraordinary, but it was kind of a miracle. It was kind of England coming from behind and snatching victory for an impossible situation. The World Cup was a bit as well. England always seemed to think they were going to win, even when it was impossible. And two teams which are, committed to playing this sort of cricket, trading blows for 5 days. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. It was brilliantly entertaining. Yeah, I don't really know how you can't analyse sort of rainbows and dawns and lovely evenings in wine bars. I don't know. What do you say? It was the reason you do the job, and it was fantastic. I mean, it's a great ground. Look at it. Even now, empty. It's beautiful, but fantastic at Trent Bridge to have given tickets away for free on the last day and really sort of captured the spirit of the moment. It was a sort of spirit-reviving day. For both teams, if England had lost by 20, I hope we'd be saying the same things. I hope we wouldn't be churlish about it. There are going to be days when they do, by the way, because they are committed to playing like this. And there are going to be days when they wind up in the ditch rather than, cruising through the finishing line. It's going to happen. And I think we've got to bear in mind that it might be worth it. I mean, it is meant to be an entertainment product, and these last 5 days have been fantastically entertaining.
The impossible question that Rhys Benjamin asked off the back of that is this England's greatest ever Test victory? And I guess if not, where does it rank in those ones you mentioned before, whether it's 05 or that Weddingley? Or...
Look, I don't know. I don't know, because how do you judge those things? And you don't need to. I've seen England win in India. I was in Mumbai and in Kolkata. Those things were amazing. As in Australia in 2010, those things were amazing. You never know if you'll see them again. But it was certainly right up there. It was very unlikely. Obviously, New Zealand were a bit unlucky with injuries and illness and all the rest of it. But it's right up there. And I think that there's always a wider context, isn't there? And I think the thing that's happened here is that England looked sort of sad and staid in recent months for lots of good reasons. They were tired. They've been living with COVID protocols for a long time. And COVID protocols are rubbish. And I think they've done really well not to moan a lot more than they have, because they're rubbish. And they've been this subdued, sad team for a while, and to see them sort of explode, to blossom, that would probably be the better word, like this, I don't know where it ends. This might be it. This might be the sort of fulfillment of it. But at a time when you're seeing the IPL rights sell for this huge amount, it's a reminder that Test cricket, you can love both, by the way, but it's a reminder that Test cricket can be as thrilling and as enjoyable and as entertaining for lots of people as anything in sport. And I think both teams are showing, I hope, to their supporters and even beyond that they're teams that you can really enjoy sporting and actually be proud of. So I think, for a game that's always sort of fighting for the oxygen of publicity, that's really, really important. And there's reason to be optimistic. And I still think there would have been reason to be optimistic if they'd lost.
Danny asked, should England just try to score at 6 runs and over every time they play? Or are they going to?
I think they're going to. I think there were some specific circumstances. This outfield's, I don't know, very, very quick. It's probably as much bounce in the Trent Bridge wicket as I can remember, for a Test wicket anyway. So that there were lots of circumstances. And also New Zealand are sort of committed to playing the same style of cricket. I think other sides would have been less fun, and maybe you could argue more professional. That's not having a go at New Zealand. It's just saying that they play in a certain way and it kind of maybe suits England, in England anyway. So it's a lot of things led to it. But I do think you'll see this happen more. I do. And that's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it? They're probably more fun to watch with the bat than in the field at the moment. But I don't know. They're different every day. And the difference between this and Leeds, as I say, is they saw this coming all the way. They even when they were conceded 550, they thought, right, we better get 600 quickly and then win. I remember when Sri Lanka did that to England. Was it at the Oval in '98? I want to say '98.
Yeah.
Remember they put England in, and England, Hick and Crawley got hundreds. I don't know how many England got, 450 odd. And Sri Lanka were like, we wanted to make sure that we got a rest for the bowlers in between innings, for Murali in particular. So they got 600 as quickly as they could and bowled England out, something like that. Anyway, that's how England feel.
And Chris Whitehead says, should this test be the textbook case for why you should never move to a 4-day test? I mean, I guess context changes and you wouldn't play the game the same way, but yeah, there wouldn't have been a result in 4 days on that pitch with that outfield, I guess. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, look, the easy populist answer to that would be, talk now, Colin Graves, and all the rest of it. But actually, what you said, there's a wider answer. It just depends what you want. If you're just doing it and you're not going to change other things about the game, 4-day test cricket just doesn't work. If you're just doing it to save money for the broadcasters or something and for the host, no, that doesn't work. If you're doing it because you want to speed up the pace of the game and you want to have more lively pitches and you want to change the LBW law, which I would, so that it's out if it's going to hit, don't care if it hits outside the line, off stump anyway, then you can have 4-day tests. They won't go 4 days. So there's a wider question there. But what it does remind is that you shouldn't need a reminder. You shouldn't need a reminder. 5-day test can be bloody thrilling. It's not that unusual that happens. This is extreme with all the runs and all the rest of it and the way that England won. But, we've seen loads of tests go the distance and be brilliant. It's a brilliant game. It's the best of games.
And finally, on Jonny Bairstow, Tim Flatman asks whether cricket Twitter is still dropping in for Harry Brook. Presumably not ahead of Henley test.
Well, you think not? I think I answered questions on this last night, and thank God I said something along the lines of, don't check back. No, but I think I said something like, well, we could get to the end of tomorrow and him or Zach Crawley could be player of the match. And it is, I think, 3 centuries in 6 tests he's hit now.
Yeah.
So Johnny's been asked to play a certain way. And that means that there will be days when he bats as he did at Lord's and he looks reckless. So when he's batting with Ben Stokes there, they've got 4 men on the boundary, yeah? Ben Stokes has said, don't hit the ball down. Whatever you do, go for the stands. So he's saying, clear the fielders. Test cricket didn't used to be like that. It's really, really different. And I don't often know what to think. It challenges me and all my presumptions all the time. But yes, you would think that Jonny Bairstow's place is pretty secure for Leeds. Look, I thought he looked like Viv Richards today in everything he did, with the power, with the swagger, with the certainty, with the speed of scoring. And I've got no higher praise. He looked like Viv Richards. I mean, not uncannily. You wouldn't obviously mistake them in a bar. But the way that he batted was just so, so positive. So if you're asking people to do that, you have to accept that there'll be days when it doesn't work. And that goes for the whole team. There are going to be days when this doesn't work. But, we didn't have a full house at Lord's only 10 days, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And today we had a full house. That was on the first day, wasn't it? I don't think it was a full house at Lord's on the first, second or third day. And today we had a full house on the 5th day, mostly for free. But it just shows how quickly things can change. And, England do have an inspiring leadership team. I don't really know Brendan McCullum, but Ben Stokes is inspirational. And they've changed things very quickly. And it's going to be, I feel old and out of touch very often and don't necessarily understand what's going on. But, geez, it's going to be a lot of fun learning.